I appreciate the notion of agency, that we're not bystanders in the world. It's decisions, not conditions, that determine our fate and future. And that fundamental notion of agency, I think, is important more broadly. And I think that goes to some of the issues around, victimization. And I see a lot of that, respectively, on the right, increasingly, even with Trump, often approaching things from that sort of mindset.
What do you mean? What do you mean for Trump?
I think there's sort of the grievance.
What I saw, what it looked to me like he was negotiating with.
The latest eruption from the political pressure cooker was impossible to miss. When Tyrus revealed something unexpected, Gavin Newsom didn't just respond, he exploded, triggering a full-blown political shockwave. Outrage, frantic attempts to regain control, and a reaction so intense it seemed ready to melt the microphone followed. If you think political chaos has already hit its peak, think again. This moment leaves viewers staring at their screens, stunned as it twists, jolts, and topples everything in its path. One dangerous question lingers unresolved, pulling everyone toward the next explosive twist.
It's not his words when he speaks. Yeah. You have to watch him closely. And some genius decided not to film him any lower than the shoulder.
Yes, did you? Yes.
So what did he do?
You couldn't see the hands.
No, but he sent Morse code.
Yes.
Go back and watch it. Look at the blinking. Look. Meet me at the house. Like, he's blinking. He's sending, I'm getting there. Hey, just so you know, I'm not.
Missing this spectacle would be a shame, so hit like and subscribe before we continue. It didn't just happen quietly. It smashed every carefully crafted talking point, stained every polished surface, and ripped the metaphorical door off its hinges like a relentless storm. With the intensity of a rogue spotlight, the political scene flipped from a controlled performance to complete upheaval, shattering the rhythm of rehearsed smiles and predictable outrage.
Gavin Newsom he just all around sucks.
Yeah.
He's just, you gotta be good at something.
Yeah. You gotta be good at something.
You gotta,
But when there's no one
the governor thing ain't his thing.
Yeah.
Telling the truth is tough. So maybe he was gonna be a good comedian, because that's what happens to a lot of people. Acting doesn't work out, then they go into politics, and he's like, hey, I'll be a comedian. Turns out, sucks at that too. So I don't know, maybe try carpentry. I don't know.
Then, in the next moment, Tyrus unleashed a rhetorical blast so intense that California's political landscape flickered on live TV like a glitching power grid. Suddenly, Gavin Newsom wasn't navigating the wave of his carefully crafted persona anymore. He was thrown off balance, confronted with a raw, unflinching stare.
Some of this, and you do some of this, and I'll do some of that back to you, and then we'll do this, and then I'll pay you, and then we'll do it again. Yeah. And then she kept saying, no. Okay, how about this? You do this one first, then we do this one, then we give a little back and forth.
The shocking facts themselves weren't the headline. Those happen often in modern politics. What mattered was the sudden, blinding spotlight that exposed him, hitting harder than anyone expected.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. He's still governor, right?
Yes.
So he could do something about it. That's the most irritating thing, is that why did anyone say with a follow-up where he's like, the homeless situation is ridiculous? Follow-up question, aren't you governor?
Yeah.
Like, that's the difference. That's the difference between the radical left.
The real spectacle was watching a man known for control lose it so completely. For a brief, revealing moment, pure frustration slipped past the polished PR shield. There was no subtlety, no calculation, just raw intensity, the kind that makes consultants choke on their coffee and scramble at their screens, much like traders reacting to a sudden market crash. The stark contrast made everything more dramatic. Meanwhile, Tyrus remained calm, almost effortlessly confident, knowing that sometimes your own restraint amplifies the impact even further.
And then, look, he's blinking, and then eventually the camera guy, realizing that he's signaling him, so he gets appalled, leans back, camera comes down, and then we're back to this. I'll do this for you, you do this for me a little. So he's saying whatever he's gonna say. There it is, see? They couldn't hold him back. He's like, I'm not on film, oh, I'm not, nope. Oh, bring my hands up, bring him up. Bring him up. He's playing with us. Meet me at my house, you get mine, I get yours.
Then came the defensive frenzy, with answers piling up faster than anyone could track, each statement carrying a trace of irritation. The reactions weren't mechanical, They were genuinely frustrated. What propelled the scene into chaos was just as important as how quickly it unraveled afterward. Supporters scrambled to regain control as clips ricocheted across platforms like runaway pinballs. The internet declared it pure entertainment, even as critics polished their takes. Tension was visible in every move. The stiff posture, tight-lipped expression, and darting eyes all signaled strain before a word was spoken.
His hand gestures matched the words coming out of his mouth.
Right.
Yes,
If the president was like, "We want peace in the Middle East," you know what I'm saying? You'd be like, and like,
That's it. That it is. It's the contrast.
yeah, like
It's
Gavin, his hands are aggressive. You know.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of theories. One, it was a bad negotiation with a deaf hooker. You know, now he doesn't want to pay for it. You know,
Do you have a problem with deaf hookers?
he does because.
When a seasoned political operator is forced from safe, rehearsed script mode into raw reaction mode, it's always revealing. Script mode is smooth, practiced, and designed to satisfy focus groups and sponsors alike. Reaction mode strips all that away, exposing instinct, and instinct rarely flatters. That shift alone acted like a pressure valve, upending years of careful narrative and choreography without Tyrus needing to land a single blow. The reactions multiplied instantly. Opponents celebrated with digital proof, supporters
Look at the audience and be like, what?
Yeah.
What I say here? No one likes him in his family. Because at some point, if you had any love from anybody, they'd be enough. If he was a boxer, you hug him, you put the towel over his head and be like, we're going home, man.
Yeah.
We're going home. We're done here. But
Yeah.
he couldn't even read LL.
Yeah.
Can I add something very quickly here? Obviously, Newsom is jockeying for presidential position because he has agreed to debate Ron DeSantis on this network.
responded with a loyalty that felt urgent and all-consuming. As Newsom's responses continued to grow louder with each hurried defense, that first explosion became even more unforgettable. I remember Dr. Drew traveling to California during the bubonic plague. One harsh truth of modern media is that trying to calm an emotional outburst after it's been broadcast only reinforces that it happened. Politicians strive to appear composed at all times, yet the moments they visibly crack often reveal the most about them. Social media teams refresh notifications at a breakneck pace while strategists debate whether to pivot or double down. Crisis memos are rewritten faster than ever, but the internet doesn't wait. The public reacts instantly, turning clips into memes within minutes. Satirists, hungry for material, dissect slow motion footage, edit expressions, and turn fleeting reactions into lasting imagery. Once a reaction escapes, questions multiply and evolve, triggering a flood of follow-ups.
Later, 99% no one's crossed. They're standing at the border like, you go. No, that you go. Like, no one wants to go. Newsom goes down there and says, oh, there's a problem. This is what we saw this in New York when he put, what's his name, that Blasio, the guy you really hate?
Yeah, Bill de Blasio.
He put his wife in charge of the homeless, and there's $50 million still missing?
Yeah.
So this is another one of the left's money schemes where the guy who's in charge is saying, we need help, we need to figure out a way to do this. So they're gonna make a committee. They already have bubonic plague in California. I remember Dr. Drew was going, there's bubonic plague back in California.
Scrutiny digs deeper, connecting words, actions, and past events that officials would rather ignore, turning one slip into a broader conversation. Newsom's shift in tone revealed more than his actual statements. Though sharper edges softened, the sting of that first eruption lingered. Years of honing the art of offense and shaping debate can unravel quickly when exposure disrupts that balance, even briefly. Suddenly, instead of projecting impact, the skilled performer must endure it. And impact was exactly what the audience craved. Viewers felt it instantly, left, right, or lounging with popcorn alike. This was genuine conflict on live display, far more powerful than any scripted speech. And for me, no cost, no compromise, I'll handle it myself.
So we need to rethink everything, because the one thing about dementia or getting older, that the real you comes out. There's no more filters, the little Jiminy Cricket in your shoulder that says, don't say that, he died. So now it's just unfiltered. So now we have to go back. I think Corn Pop got a bad rap.
Yes.
Pretty sure Corn Pop's name was Cornelius.
Yes.
And Joe was trying to tell him how cool his hair is when it gets.
The contrast became even more striking the calmer he remained. Even if viewers couldn't put it into words, his steady posture highlighted the imbalance, creating a quietly tense atmosphere. Meanwhile, the opposition hammered away like a drumline gone rogue after a missed rehearsal, while the first half of the scene ran with mechanical precision. Anyone familiar with online storms could predict what came next. Think pieces multiplied, trending tags shifted, and suddenly everyone claimed expertise on timing and tone. Yet it was the moments of raw emotion that lingered in the public memory, remembered not for their scale but for their unfiltered honesty. Strategically, the eruption was more harmful than helpful. Outrage rarely wins over skeptics, reassures doubters, or hides underlying tension. The most revealing part was how quickly detractors moved from debate to doubt once the pressure surfaced. The days that followed were more about quiet shifts than dramatic blows, subtle changes in tone, careful adjustments in messaging, and a gradual pullback from positions that suddenly felt too exposed.
I'm not paying money for that. I'll do it myself. So, you know, could you imagine if you were the sign person for the TV going?
You know what's interesting about him? I have maintained that Gavin Newsom has the easiest job of all politicians because California is a beautiful state.
Yeah.
At its baseline, people will stay there for the weather and the scenic elements. So they'll put up with anything, and they'll put up even with a governor.
Organized debate allows for disagreement, and controlled settings welcome criticism, but sudden exposure feels personal, and direct jabs provoke instinctive reactions. Newsom didn't erupt simply because of the content. It was the crack in the polished facade, the fissure between his carefully curated image and the messy truth. People glimpsed inside that wall, and once they saw it, they didn't forget. Rumors and contradictions flew, absurd narratives circulated, and critics mocked relentlessly. But time, distraction, and the relentless churn of new scandals eventually consume every moment. Still,
Will not bring my kids back to my neighborhood because I don't feel like walking through, as you affectionately call, hobos, drug addicts and pedophiles and criminals who hide there because it's a great place to hide and commit crimes. So he could do something. He doesn't want to do something. He's just saying to see if the American people are stupid enough to fall for his.
Yeah, you know what we used to call, gotta move on.
the immediate impact was unmistakable. Viewers saw his posture change, the conversation shift, and confidence falter. Suddenly, it wasn't about who had the stronger argument, it was about who appeared unsettled. Public perception often punishes unease far more harshly than error. That initial eruption will echo in films, jokes, and heated commentary in the weeks ahead. In real time, composure wavered, but the audience didn't catch every detail. What stuck was the sense of tension creeping beneath the surface. A subtle, enduring lesson hidden in plain sight. Even subtle exposure leaves a lasting mark.
No, he would not do that. He would not do that because that's just straight up honest racism. That's no.
Remember, he did that. He did that.
He would do it in a way where he would tell a story about the founding fathers and how they built this country so when immigrants could come from India and build 7-Elevens.
Yeah, so that's what he would do.
And hand him Slurpees in the summertime.
Yes.
Overpriced, of course. That's how he'll do it. And he'll say, and then he'll tell the.
It doesn't need to be loud to be powerful. This moment proved that pressure speaks louder than words. The fragile balance between image and reality wavered just enough for everyone to notice, making the moment unforgettable. Ironically, performance drives politics, yet unplanned, unforeseen events often have the greatest impact. It wasn't a single insight or outburst. It reminded the audience that curiosity and scrutiny never fade. Every polished speech hides human emotion, waiting for the wrong moment to slip through, revealing what no facade can fully conceal. Once it surfaces, no amount of messaging can undo it. Every future display of poise is measured against that moment, silently marking a turning point in perception. Like a hairline crack under fresh paint, every composed remark carries an echo of that eruption. Drama moves on, but memory works differently. It latches onto moments, not minutia.
And I can't do that. Well, since you can't lie, what tequila were you nursing while the Pacific Palisades burned? And what was it like banging your campaign manager's wife? Of course, he's just waiting for us to forget that his state looks like an overturned porta potty.
So what their problem is not that what he says is that anyone from any walk of life understands his message.
And that's scary.
Over time, the contrast between the fleeting loss of control and the intended image becomes reinforced. Clips resurface online whenever pressure meets power, long after headlines fade. The true consequence of such an eruption is the constant reminder that control, however carefully constructed, is always one unexpected spark away from collapse.